Hey guys, God bless. We have another video today. I've been busy. Um, what I want to talk about is this last eclipse of 2018. It's going to be happening on the 11th of August, uh, 2018. So many watchers have been looking at the year 2018 for the return of Christ. We can see that Israel. We can see all the signs. Um, I'm sure most of the audience that I have right now are very keen as to what's going on in the world and expect something to happen this year. And I do as well. And after looking at this sign and how it came to be, I'm absolutely, I'm absolutely convinced that something is going to happen very, very soon. So I recently just watched a video. This is this guy's first video. I met him through a friend, and we've been talking. And as we were talking, we realized that he had a piece of information and I had a piece of information, and combined, they really did something amazing. So the video or the channel name is the Exalted Lamb. Like I said, he's got one video out there, and this is the name of the video: Blood Moon, Solar Eclipse, Rapture, Antichrist. Okay, he gets it all in there. But what's good about his video is he takes all the signs that have happened, like the Blood Moon Tetrad, the Revelation 12, the signs that we've seen in the heavens. He explains the heavens a little bit. He explains different things, and he gives like a really good oversight of the signs that have occurred and what's to come. And he explains these constellations and how they fit in. And it's a very good video for people who've never looked at any of this. And so just when I got to the point of him talking about Revelation 12 and some of the numbers that are associated with days and dates, I became very interested because I saw something a long time ago, about 2 years ago, in fact, that really struck a chord with me, and it was a solar eclipse. So with that, I tied in another solar eclipse, and you'll see here in just a minute where I'm going with this. But it was a very, very amazing thing. So keep one thing in mind: God shows things on earth so that we can understand what's going on in heaven. Just keep that in mind when you're going to see something here in a little bit that's going to look really strange, and maybe something like you've never seen before. But just keep in mind that it's a reflection of God, what He's showing us in heaven on earth. All right, so just keep that in the back of your mind. So he shows a grand plan using numbers, dates, time frames. I'm not going to take away from his video. I want to focus on one thing that led me to where I'm at, and I think once you see how they're both combined, you'll be amazed as well. So we go back to the Revelation 12 sign, okay? And just on a quick note here, I'm going to go over some things. Don't get bent up. I actually have pictures down here that'll show you what I'm talking about. So on the 11th, November 20th, 2016, Jupiter actually entered into Virgo. Okay, on 9/9/2017, Jupiter exited Virgo, out the womb, so to speak. Okay, in this, there is a 293-day difference. Okay, so when Jupiter exited the womb of Virgo on the 9th, okay, add 14 days to get the complete sign, which it was actually complete on 9/23/2017. Okay, so that's a derivative of 9/23. So we have 293 days here, the entrance and the exit, and then you add the 14 days here, all right, and you get this derivative of 9/23. So you have a date reflected back on the numbers, okay? So on 9/9/2017, when Jupiter exited the womb, all right, add 293 days and you get the 4th of August, which is Obama's birthday. And of course, Satan always tries to hijack everything that's going on that God is doing. So don't pay much attention to it, but it is interesting to know what your enemy is doing, correct? All right. What the Lord did in this sign was He established a pattern for us to watch concerning the eclipses of July and August. It's exactly what the sign's all about. And that's where we're going to start looking at some things here, and I think you'll be really amazed. All right. So on the sign completion date that we just talked about, 9/23, if you add 293s or 293 days, you will come to 13 July, which was the solar eclipse that we just had. I'm not going into detail on these, okay? If you want to look these up and see where they were and what constellation and all that, I think he covers that in his video, okay? Add an additional 14 days after this, and you get the date of the 27th of July, which is the blood moon lunar eclipse that we just had. This blood moon lunar eclipse in Jerusalem occurred on both the 27th and the 28th of July. It was I think the longest eclipse of the century as well. Okay, so there was a lady that had a vision a while back of a moon, and then another moon. Could this be this 2-day event of two blood moons? Essentially, if you scroll down here, the eclipse began at 10:30 on Friday, the 27th, and then ended early in the morning on Saturday, the 28th, in Jerusalem. So this eclipse went on for 2 days, essentially, in Israel. Okay. Okay, so again, we're going to add 14 days from the exit sign, or Jupiter exit to complete sign, okay, what we talked about, in the blood moon, from the blood moon eclipse, and then you get the next eclipse, which is the partial solar eclipse on the 11th of August 2018, which is coming up. Today is the 30th of July. Okay, so no sweat. Okay, here we go. We have the Revelation 12 sign. Okay, add 293 days, and that gets you to July 13th, the partial solar eclipse. Add another 14 days, and that gets you to the total lunar eclipse on the 27th and 28th. Add another 14 days, you get the August 11th partial solar eclipse. Okay? Hope everyone understands that. If not, too bad. No, I'm just kidding. I'll post this. Hopefully I have enough room on my Google Drive to keep this one on, and I'll post this as a link for you to look at. So we have the 14 days, which when Jupiter exited the womb on the 9th, to get the complete sign on 9/23 is how we got the 14 days. We get the 293 days by Jupiter entering into Virgo, like at her chest actually, and then exiting out of the womb, okay, of Virgo on the 9/9. Okay, so that's how we get the 293. So just making sure you guys are with me. All right. And of course, we said 293 is a derivative of the date 9/23 when the sign was actually complete. He's got a bunch of other numbers in his video. I didn't, I just wanted to get through just to show you how I got to this right here. This is what we're talking about. This is what I want to discuss. This is the eclipse I want to discuss as it ties directly to the study I did over a year ago. I think it was 2 years ago, actually. There was a solar eclipse on the 9th of March, 2016. The pattern on the ground is where the Lord took me, but I didn't notice anything at first. This is the start point, and then it went through here, all the way down, and ended here. Solar eclipse in the middle of the ocean, Indonesia, Southwest Asia. Southeast Asia. What in the world is going on? When I noticed it, it took the wind out of me when I finally figured it out. I know from watching the videos of the groks that there's something hidden there in plain sight. And thank God I could see it. If you follow the purple line of the eclipse, it shows you exactly what you need to know. Okay, and I'm going to explain it to you. Here's the verse of what I'm showing you, and I will show you plainly what it's saying. Remember this verse, the foolishness of God is wiser than men's wisdom. Alright, so there's your picture. Take a look where this goes. Alright, right through here. We're going to be focusing on this area right here. Okay. This verse, one of the biggest verses he's ever given me. Come, my people, enter into thy chambers, shut the doors about thee, hide thyself, as it were, for a moment, until the indignation be overpast. For behold, the Lord comes out of his place, Psalms 18, to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Okay, I actually had a dream about this verse. Okay, real quick. I was in the middle of somewhere, I don't know where. I was with a group of people in a cave. The Lord came by the cave. I didn't see what he looked like. All I knew was that we had to cover the cave, and he gave me the word tempest. Okay? We all took our coats, and we made a cover for the cave. That, what to me, I come to find out, was like the coat of many colors of Joseph. He shut the cave. We shut the cave with those coats. We stayed inside. We could see all kinds of stuff like through the coats of what was going on, but we had no idea what was going on. Finally, the Lord removed the coats and he said, come on out. We came outside, and the stars were like, they looked like they were at treetop level. They were so low, and everything was just so beautiful. And I remember just like walking around. It reminds me, if you drive around at Christmas time and you notice the colored Christmas lights, that's what the stars looked like. They were just gorgeous. Okay, so that to me was him giving me this verse, and that's when I got this verse. He told me to pay attention to this phrase right here, as it were for a little moment. If you've seen my other videos, you know where I'm going with this. Okay, so the hand of God is pointing to a cave, and the constellation of Cancer is looking at it. He is telling us to get inside. He is coming out of his place to punish the wicked. And I just told you about the dream. I heard tempest. We covered the cave. And here we go. Okay, what I want you to do is kind of look at this. Okay, the eclipse happened right through here, as we just discussed. Okay, this is the hand of God coming down and pointing to a cave right here. This is an opening of a cave. Now, again, you have this right here. This almost looks like a finger. You can actually see kind of a nail right there in the marks of where it's been bent, and other hand tucked up. And this is his arm coming down to get into the cave. All right. This right here, this green island of Indonesia, I believe, is Cancer, the crab. All right. Let's take a look. Should look something like this. You can see that crab right there. Okay. If you go back up to where it's just no covering on it, they have those crabs with those big obnoxious claws, all right, on one side, and like no claw or little claw on the other. That's exactly what it's showing, which is this picture right here, this big claw and the little claw. All right, the solar eclipse that happens at the tip of this claw on the 11th. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second, but I want to make sure you see this. This is the hand of God saying, get into the cave. Shut the doors about thee. All right, Psalms 18 of him coming down to punish the wicked. You have the solar eclipse right here, and again, the cave with Cancer right there. Okay. All right. Leave it there for just a second for you to get a look at. Again, here's the plain version of it. Got that crab right here. That swirl of that hook and that crab. Obviously God's fingers pointing to get into the cave. Okay, and here's Cancer here with the eclipse. All right. August 11th. Remember our verse. It has to do with time, as it were. That phrase, when you Google it, means kind of, sort of, but not really. So what it's saying here is hide thyself kind of, sort of, but not really for a moment until the indignation is overpast. Time is going to change. Time is going to change. When you look at the flux capacitor that controls time, it's exactly like the constellation Cancer, upside down. All right, you can't make this up. Flux also means fine linen, the flux that the spies hid under to cover themselves. Okay, they hid themselves under fine linen. Anyway, let's keep going. So we have a 9 March 2016 solar eclipse, and we're discussing an 11 August 2018 solar eclipse. Do you see the 9/11 reference? Okay, I'm sure you do. The length of time between these 2 days is 885. I know the number 888 is very significant. Could this be the beginning of the 3 days of darkness to end on the 888th day between the two eclipses? I don't know, but there is a lot of study, and you can Google on your own that number, and there's much to be found about it. Cancer means crossing over. It's associated with the number 69. Look at the date of March 9th. All right, it's the 69th day in leap years. I think it was a leap year in 2016. I'm not sure, though. Remember our 14 and 14. Here's Isaiah 14:14. We know that God is going to be leaving the throne to come and get his people, and we know the Antichrist will begin to ascend. And that's exactly what it says here. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. He's going to exalt himself in front of everybody. And look at Revelation 14:14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, in a hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in your sickle, and reap, for the time to come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. All right. I would highly suggest you watch these videos. I'm going to scroll down here in just a second. These will fill in even more gaps. Things I didn't cover, like Ethelbert Bollinger's take on cancer. I didn't cover where the other eclipses were. All right, so you need to look at those things. Okay, this is just a basic thing to show you what's to come. But you need to look at those things to have more understanding. These videos will help have you get that better understanding and put everything together for you. Okay, I take no credit for this information. It is God's alone, God's glory. All right. And these are the videos I would suggest you watch. These are mine up here. Out of Time talks a lot about. I don't know if the key of David is time travel or not, but that's what I kind of assume it is. But anyway, it talks about Cancer, the constellation, time, the constraints of time, flux, and these are the 9 March solar eclipse videos I did that you should probably watch. Here's another one that was an update on those two. And this is the Exalted Lamb's video that you should also watch. And this will fill in a lot more gaps as well. So, all right, guys, that takes care of that. God bless you all. And yes, this is some amazing information. I mean, I don't see how the world can go on much more. But anyway, take everything to the Lord, and I think these other videos will help you out as well. Okay, I get into cancer a lot on these other videos. I'm not sure which one but talks about just for you to go ahead and look at. But they go into cancer in a lot more detail. All right, guys, God bless. Have a good night.